Hi guys, welcome back to Animal Wonders. I'm Jessi. I was recently asked by Felix Nixon what were Animal Wonders' first 10 species, and I'd love to answer that. Now, this isn't as easy as it sounds because I'm not sure if I should start counting from when Animal Wonders was first founded, or when we first took in our first rescue, or when we first decided we wanted to make this our life. I think I'm going to start from when we first decided to open our home to animals that we wouldn't consider pets, with the intention of them becoming ambassadors for Animal Wonders. We already had Ambrose the cat, Freckles the leopard gecko, and Domino the corn snake, as well as 3 rats, Daisy, Sonia, and Coco. Sandy the sand boa and Pearl the Colombian tegu were the first rescues that we took in that we didn't consider pets. We had quite a few reptiles in the beginning because we were still renting a room and they're easiest to house. Sandy belonged to a woman who became pregnant and was worried about the germs associated with reptiles while caring for a child. This is legitimate because all reptiles can shed salmonella in their stool, but it should be a concern whether you're pregnant or not, and soap or hand sanitizer easily kills salmonella, so it's fairly easy to manage. Pearl's rescue story is in her meet and greet. Check out the video, link is below. She was a lot smaller when we first met her, but she was still the largest animal we had at the time. We then took in a couple birds, Louie and Igor, the Sun and Gende Conyers. Their previous owner couldn't take their extreme noise level. I mean, Sun and Gende Conyers are really loud, but that's one of the first things that you'll learn with just a little reading. So make sure you do your research thoroughly before bringing any animal home. Igor had splayed legs due to improper environment when he was a chick, and Louie had a scissor beak, meaning that his upper and lower mandibles didn't line up. Both these handsome boys had big personalities, and even though it's been a few years since they passed, I still miss them. Ivy and Kai, the half-moon Conyers, came just a month after Louie and Igor. They were supposed to be both male, but they ended up being male and female. After several years, they laid 4 fertile eggs. We found great homes for the first 3 babies, but the last little one was a little too feisty for most families, so we decided to keep him, and that's how we got Lulu here. We then rescued an older female sugar glider named Monster. She was illegally owned in California, and her owner was worried that the authorities would discover and then confiscate her. We got to know her a little bit and promptly changed her name to Sugar, which was much more fitting. She was a sweet ambassador, and we were lucky to care for her for 5 years before she passed away from cancer. After we took in Sugar, Zoey the red-lored Amazon parrot came into our lives. She was still really young when her previous owner said they could no longer care for her. They'd only had her for a few months before they gave up. Zoey was still a baby, but she was fearful and bit often. She was a challenge initially, but since she was so young, she bonded to us in just a couple weeks. She was only 6 to 8 months when I first met her, and now she's 9 years old. Zoey and I are continuing to work on her fear of objects, but overall, she's an amazing ambassador. Chongo, the lilac-crowned Amazon parrot, came next. He immediately bonded to Zoey, and it took him months and months to finally trust me enough to let me hold him. He's a longtime resident at Animal Wonders, but he does not go out to public presentations because he's just too shy. Our 10th rescue was Pip, the baby box turtle. He was extremely malnourished when we got him, and we were unable to turn him around. Pip passed away about a month after we got him. That one was really short and kind of sad, so let's do a couple more. Our 11th and 12th rescues were Lady, the Duchess pigeon, followed closely by Norma Jeane. Lady was an elderly pigeon who was found in someone's backyard and was too tame to survive in the wild. Norma Jeane was a pigeon that I had trained for animal shows at my previous job. When they retired him from shows, we offered to take him in because we already had a home set up for Lady. They bonded immediately and were the foundation for our current pigeon flock. And while Lady passed away last year, Norma Jeane is still doing quite well with the rest of our pigeons. So that's that, our first 12 animal ambassadors. We ended up rescuing another dozen before making the move to Montana and officially founding Animal Wonders. The larger, more exotic animals came a few years later when we were more settled and more financially stable. I'm glad Felix asked that question because I love reminiscing about those first few years. I hope you enjoyed meeting all those early animals. If you'd like to help support the animals in our care, you can check out our Amazon wish list and buy toys and supplies for your favorites. Link is below. You can get things like this fish toy, a grass hut, or even bedding. Thank you to Amanda, Nicole, Wendy, Mary, and Rachel for donating. If you'd like to go on an adventure with us every week, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Animal Wonders Montana. Thanks, guys. So I called my vet to run what happened past her. She said that since he was potentially at risk for rabies exposure from bats, I was also at risk. She said I had 2 options.